Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I am the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right, sir.
Right. That's what I like to hear. It's 2020.
2020.
It's no longer 2019.
Whole new decade.
It's a whole new decade of bullshit.
Bullshit, that's right.
So hyped.
Mhm.
So excited. We're about to go to war. I mean, awesome. 2020's looking hot.
Started out really well.
Dude, fantastic. Really good. Dude, we're not going to get into politics, but man, Iran's having a rough year. Did you see all the shit that's happened in the last 48 hours?
Oh, yeah.
The plane crash.
Yeah.
The stampede. Like all hell is literally hell is happening in Iran right now. It's crazy.
It's a mess.
That plane crash is, it looks like that thing got shot down. Too. You see the video of it?
Oh, yeah.
That thing was a crazy video yesterday because I was just like, they're like, oh yeah, it crashed. And I was like, no, that thing was shot down. That thing was shot down. But no cuddles. I still brought him along for one more episode, one more trial run for this guy, but that's it.
What the dude?
But no, guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Banter and Babble. It is 2020. It is a new year. And yeah, dude, we're hyped to be here. We're hyped to be back, and we got a lot of cool stuff planned for 2020. I think we're supposed to say that. We don't have anything planned at all. In fact, Tone's going to Disney in like 2 weeks. So I don't know when we're going to have a show again.
Sleeping in the Millennium Falcon.
So lots of cool shit. Shit.
Drastin's going too. Yep, Drastin's going to be there for a couple days with me.
Oh, Drastin's going too?
Yeah, Drastin's family going. We're building our lightsabers together so our dream can come true.
Wait, where the fuck was my invite?
Eh.
I guess I'll just be in Sag. It's okay. We have 50-degree weather coming up.
It's been mid-80s the last few weeks from what I've been told by my friend in Florida.
Is it really mid-80s?
That's what she had said. Late last week.
I hope it rains the entire time you're there.
Fucking dick.
I hope it rains. I hope it's like a torrential monsoon.
I'm more worried about coming back and getting sick.
Oh, you're going to get sick.
I'm definitely going to probably get sick somehow.
Michigan is the second most flu-infected state in the world.
But I'm going to another state and dealing with another climate and then having to come back.
You're going to come back with herpes and the flu.
Well, that's going to be from licking the urinals. But
oh my God, you're fucking nasty.
They're the tastiest in Disney.
You're nasty. Nasty as hell. Nasty as hell.
Saying.
But no, man, what's going on for 2020? What do you look? I mean, what have you been doing?
Well, I've turned over a new leaf. It's a new year, new me.
Oh, this should be rich.
That's all. There's no context for it. That's all I got to say about it. That's it.
I'm just saying what everybody else is saying.
Right.
I'm turning over a new leaf. What are you doing? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm fucking working.
Yeah, I'm working and I'm drinking and I'm doing a show with this guy every 2 weeks. So there we go. There's my 2020 resolution.
I am not growing hair. That's definitely just not going to happen.
No,
not unless Ron Popeil comes back with a little spray can. I
mean, I have so much on my chest and back. I could give you a full-on hairline.
I do too. Maybe it was Cappadocian. Somebody said at one time, it's like a horseshoe. just not here.
Not here.
No,
everything else is good.
Yeah,
that's hot, dude.
I have Furby in my pants, but I can't.
Hot. That's hot. So now here we are, 2020.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But what have you been playing, dude? I know we've been streaming a lot.
We are the squad from 2017. All but one.
Oh boy,
has came back, and we've got about 10 people that rotate in on Battlefront 2 right now.
I can't believe this. I can't.
And then we talked about it like 2 times ago, 1 or 2 times ago. We play battle it's so bad. I was waiting for the wife to go to bed last night. Oh, she might go to bed early. And Rohit texts me. He's like, "We playing some Battlefront 2." I'm like, "Wait for her to go to bed, dude." I'm trying to sneak on there. So yeah, I'm sneaking on any chance I can to play a few, even if it's for an hour. Even if I'm streaming for an hour and we get it on for a little bit, we will play.
I didn't think there was any chance this shit would continue a week after Star Wars came out. I was like, there's no way they're gonna keep playing.
I honestly even today I was like, man, I need to get a few rounds in something, because the last time we played, me and Pat and Odd, we were not having good games.
So it's not even a nostalgia thing. This is a legitimate itch. This is an itch to play.
Well, they gave you that triple XP. So now if I want to get one of my characters, I got to get to level 71 or 73 or something to get one of my characters gold, and it's level 64 right now. So I'm within reach, and the triple XP is done. You know what I mean? So
okay.
But because there's so much more content, and always there was enough variety even back then to okay, I'm sick of playing normal shooting. Let's do Starfighter, or let's do Heroes versus Villains. Now with Ewok Hunt and just Blast and the extractions and capital supremacy and galactic supremacy, there's just a lot of meat on the bone now, and it just can't stop.
Yeah, Drastin said it's a mindless shooter, and it really is. It's a mindless shooter,
Yeah.
but I think the thing that makes it appealing is obviously your crew. When you get in there, when I hopped in there the night after we saw Star Wars, I mean the chat was going crazy. You guys were, I mean, there was a lot of talk going on. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it's a game where you really don't have to think about what you're doing. You just shoot at things and go to the objective, and that's it. But it's the love of Star Wars that brings everyone together. And you guys all get in there and you guys do the things you've been doing that you haven't done in a long time, and you're back there playing a game that you just feel comfortable playing, and it's a good conversation.
And for a lot of people that's playing, at least for our squad, is that not only are we Star Wars enthusiasts, but most are like super fans. So there'll be nights where like, and we just started the other night. We just started doing quotes from all of the entire series, like all 9 films or whatever. Like somebody will start doing a quote, and then I'll do a quote, Drasten do a quote, Noel will do a quote, used to do a quote. Like we're just quoting nonstop just for kicks and gigs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
It's good. We're having a good time.
I hopped in and I played it, and it is. It's a fun game. It plays good. It looks good. It sounds good. I love the Ewok mode.
Ewok mode is dope.
That's incredible. That's a sweet ass mode.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that one. I might actually hop on there once in a while if you guys ever spend a night where you're like, hey, look, we're playing Ewoks. What's it called? Ewok Hunt?
Ewok Hunt.
Ewok Hunt. That mode is really fucking
Good.
sweet. Big fan of that one. Big fan of that mode. What have I been playing? Well, I do have a New Year's resolution, so to speak.
Yeah, you do when it comes to your games, and you're really tackling it.
I tell you what, dude, this gen, and I know this is a polarizing title. Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Destiny in general is something that I love you, Prime. Destiny is one of those titles that it's consumed most of my time this gen. You know, I've got thousands of hours in Destiny, and it's a game that I keep getting pulled back into, and there's always a casualty of that type of like addiction to a game is you miss a lot of other titles.
Right.
And so I'm making a point because 2020 is a big year because we're going to get new consoles at the end of the year. We're moving to next gen consoles, and I'm making a point between now and whenever those consoles launch where I'm going to pick I have like a select group of games that I really want to play through. I've started or I haven't started at all, or I haven't finished them. I'm picking these games. I'm like, look, these are games that I really enjoy, but for whatever reason, Destiny just pulled me back to it, and I couldn't finish this game. So right now, we started Horizon Zero Dawn. I checked earlier. I was 16 hours into it my first time I played. I'm already at 7 hours now, and that game's so fun. It's such a good game. Like, it's a beautiful looking game.
Beautiful.
I'm digging the way it plays. The voice acting, everything is top notch in that game. So I'm really enjoying that. And that's going to be my game for January. Is I'm going to power through Horizon Zero Dawn, and then next month I'll choose another select title out of a group of games. You know, I've got like games like Witcher 3.
That's why I was wondering, like, what is your give us kind of like a hint of what your
I mean, there's some are old games, some are newer games, but like, you know, the Witcher 3 is in there, Fallout 4 is in there. I was a huge fan of Fallout 3, and I never even finished Fallout 4, and that really bothered me because I mean, Fallout 3 was seriously one of my first like Bethesda games. That Fallout 3 is what got me excited for Skyrim.
Okay.
So I hopped into Fallout 3. I was like, oh my god, this game is so fucking good. You know, it's really, really good. And then Skyrim came out, really, really, really good game. And then Fallout 4 came out, and I played it a little bit. And it had a hook. It's hooks in me. But then Destiny came around and fucking ruined it for everybody, as it always does. So Fallout 4 is on there. Witcher 3 is on there. Jedi Fallen Order is something I want to finish.
That's not going to take you that long.
I don't think it's going to take that long, but it's still to balance work and family and this and Destiny and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which are my multiplayer games, that leaves me very little time to really dive into a single player game or a lengthy one at that.
Right.
Obviously, I don't think Jedi Fallen Order is terribly long.
No.
So that's something I could fit into like a short month, maybe before like Cyberpunk or The Last of Us 2 comes out. I can hop back in. You know, I gotta figure out. I gotta plan around some of these games because I'm not going to abandon, you know, The Last of Us 2, Cyberpunk 27, or some of the other games that we'll talk about a little bit later, but. You know, yeah, I want to finish these games. I want to see these games through. And I tell you what, man, getting back into Horizon Zero Dawn kind of reminded me of why I love single-player games.
Yeah.
You know, I spent so much time playing Destiny with friends. I spent so much time playing Call of Duty with friends and other co-op game with friends. To be able to sit down and just fire up a single-player game and just experience the efforts of Guerrilla and what they've done in creating a beautiful world that's better alone, man, you just learn to appreciate single-player games and something like that. So,
I agree.
Really digging that. I'll be streaming that probably every Monday, every Friday, and then every other Wednesday in between episodes of Banter and Babble. Well, actually, those Wednesdays will be Destiny 2 night, but then Monday night streams, Friday night streams, that's going to be all Horizon Zero Dawn.
Good. Get it done, man.
So... Big fan, man. The chat is going crazy. Everyone's talking. Everyone's hyped up. Cyberpunk. Yeah, see, you mentioned Cyberpunk, and everyone gets cray for it, man.
Telling you, man.
It's hype, dude.
You, man.
Everyone's really excited.
Telling you.
For Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot of Destiny 2, a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and that will be the rotation for the next couple of weeks. But we have a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to reflect. We're going to look forward.
Yes.
We're going to admire the Golden Globes and a certain performance of the Golden Globes that should have been nominated because somebody was great. And then we'll wrap things up, talking a little bit about CES and some of the stuff that we heard from Sony. And I think there was a couple other announcements that we could probably touch on. But first thing we're going to talk about are our favorite games of 2019.
Yes.
Now, I have to preface this by saying, I have not been able to beat a lot of games in 2019. I've started a lot of games. I played quite a few games at length, quite a bit of it, but I have not finished a lot of games.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do like a top 5 or a top 10 because I feel like I don't think you can. I can't do a top 5, top 10 unless I finish the damn game. But I can say what some of my favorite games are, ones that I've enjoyed playing that I still am going to try to get through and finish. That I've really enjoyed. I know you've got some as well.
Oh yeah.
What is the brew? King Cuddles. Oh yeah. Whoa.
Oh yeah. We got.
What the fuck are we drinking? King Cuddles. Well, I love you.
This is kind of a classic for me. It's probably one of the earlier stouts and microbrews that I really started getting into early on, back in like 2009ish or something. But New Holland Brewing. This is the Poet. It's an oatmeal stout. I always liked it because I Edgar Allan Poe stuff kind of thing. It's oats brings a creaminess and soft mouth feel to rich roasty malt character.
Can you start that over again?
So oats bring us creaminess and soft mouth feel to rich roasty malt character.
Oh my.
Pairings though: mushrooms, beef, soft ripened cheeses, and chocolate. That kind of.
What?
So I've been getting to that the pairings now. I'm starting to get to that route now finally. But regardless, yeah, I don't know, mushrooms is just a random thing. Like it's like a hobby.
I heard mushrooms, beef, and soft ripened. Oh, pairings. What you pair it with.
Like what you can pair it with, what you can eat it with,
what?
drink and eat with. But yes, this is a classic. I had been eyeballing it for the last few weeks in the cab because I've been I got 3 liquor stores I stop on the way home. I can depends on where I want to go and deal with traffic. And this always stares at me. I haven't had it in a while, so I'm like, tonight's a good night for it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
What is Prime saying?
So it's like getting a blowy from a toothless hooker.
He's definitely talking from experience.
You would know.
True.
Prime would know. I'm sitting here drinking this. I am not thinking about getting a blowy from a toothless hooker, so I don't know where Prime's head is at. Well, I know where his head is at. You sick fuck.
Right.
You sick bastard.
He's the hooker.
Yeah, he is a hooker. But let's talk about some of our favorite games of 2019, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of games that have come out. There's been a lot of acclaimed titles, and there's some tough ones to choose from. But again, I don't know if we've finished a lot of these games. I know you finished more than I have. Ooh, excuse me. That stuff makes you burp.
Does it?
Did you know that?
Enjoy your dinner.
But let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite games. What were some of the games that stood out to you so far this year? Give me a couple so far.
I'll start a little bit earlier in the year. Let's start with Crackdown 3 right off the gates in February.
Really, really happy about that you're starting with this.
Yeah, because I know it surprised you a little bit, and Prime and me go way back on some Crackdown, so we were really excited about it, and it kind of came out of nowhere because you almost kind of forgot about it because it got pushed in February.
Oh my God.
And everybody was worried about it and this, that, and the other, and when it came out in February, everybody, like me and him specifically, got hooked, and I expected that. And while it wasn't some groundbreaking anything, it was Crackdown. It was not the wheel didn't need to be reinvented.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still a good time. I love the I always call it verticality, like where you're just a big old superhero blowing up shit, and that's great. And I love that stuff. And what was surprising was the amount of people that did start playing it and enjoying it. And that was really the first one that kicked it off for me. And then as we got into the springtime, just name a couple for right now. We'll see what you got to say. But Division 2 really sucked a lot of us in for a while.
Yeah, Division 2 was a game that had, look, once Destiny has started something different amongst console players, anyways. The live games, games like Anthem, the games like Division. These are games that are all very similar. They're built on the same model, and they exist to try to draw you in and get you addicted to that daily grind. And Division 2 was really, really strong out of the gate. And then once we went and tried to do the raid, it was a total shit show.
Yep.
And then from there, dude, I think I deleted it after like a month. It was nobody played it. And I was like, okay, we're done.
It was almost like literally game exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like I know Prime put in like 6 hours in like 2 weeks, and I working my 40 some hour a week job, I still put in a lot of hours in like for myself. Like for me, that's sometimes difficult. But man, yeah, I just trying to do that raid, and after that, a couple times trying to do that bullshit, and then it being like, and I get it, it's supposed to be a harder raid, but it's pretty like there's nothing to really go by. It's pretty challenging. Yeah. So for me, I was like, I guess I was kind of good on it. Like I always feel like I want to go back and play it. I feel bad about not continuing to play it a little bit, but
yeah. See, and those games are really difficult to commit to.
They are.
When you have a full-time job, you've got family at home, or even if you're a full-time streamer, your Prime's a variety streamer. Okay, Prime streams a ton, and even he was kind of like, I'm gonna start playing some other games, and he kind of even drifted a little bit away from me, even though he has 17 days logged. The point of those games is to keep you grinding.
Yeah,
it's to keep you going.
Yeah, keep going.
And this is subjective; it's different for everybody. But like, I measure these games all by Destiny. That's how I measure these games. And like, if I can go into a game and if it has the same model and the same build as a Destiny game, if it can keep its hooks in me, I was especially interested in the Division 2 because Division 1 had so much promise, but then it got fucked up by people cheating the system, and then it ruined it for me. And I was just really disinterested in it after that.
Me too.
When Division 2 came out, I was like, okay, look, this is the best of both worlds. I get a Destiny style game, but in the Tom Clancy tactical shooter universe.
Looter shooter, third person.
Fuck yeah, sign me up. Let's go. So we got into it, and we grinded hard. We went hard at it for quite some time. I think I put a lot of time into it. I think I took a month off of Destiny to play Division 2. That says a lot.
Woo!
To pull me out of Destiny for about a month. But then, dude, after a month went by, it just lost something was missing. Something wasn't there. Something didn't reach out to me, and I was back to Destiny, and I haven't even thought about that.
It's probably because it throws a lot at you. Like Division 2 was a little bit easier to manage than Division 1, but really, in the end of the day, all it is a bunch of fucking numbers they're throwing at you on everything. Yep. They made it easier to navigate, like everything, but it's still just a lot of numbers. Like, and I'm a guy who likes Witcher 3 menus. Like, you'll find me deep in menus and playing around with shit, and micromanaging or whatever. But Division 2, both of them really, it's all about numbers crunching, and that's fine. Yeah, it's a math game, and that's fine to a degree. But at some point, it's almost too much work when I'm just trying to play a game.
Right.
I hate to say
that.
There's
a fine line.
There is a fine line, and I feel like that walks the line a lot. That game does, and that's fine. Some people probably still play it and haven't stopped. Respect it. I love a lot of Ubisoft stuff, but Division 2, you get exhausted playing a game like that.
And I wonder if that's why, like with Destiny 2, they had their new, Armor 2.0 system. It's very similar. There's a lot of numbers in there, but it's not nearly as overwhelming as Division's numbers. There's a lot of fucking numbers in Division. In Destiny, they've added numbers there, but it's to the point where I'm like, okay, I'll do my math and I'll start doing stuff and I'll work things out so I have the right gear set and the right everything good to go. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good here. I can go. Where Division 2, you're still going, fuck, or do I want to do this? And then, like you said, you find yourself in the menus for way too long, which is, again, if I had all the time in the world to commit to Division 2, I probably wouldn't give a shit. I probably wouldn't care, but I do care. And I need something that I can get into, get my fix with the numbers, build my set, build my gear to where it suits my play style, and then get right back into the mix. So, I mean, whether or not they've added stuff to it, I have no idea. But at this point, I have little to no interest in going back to the Division 2, which it's unfortunate because I love fucking Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, me too.
I fucking love Tom Clancy games. It's just this one couldn't get its grips with me. I want to circle back real quick, talk about Crackdown 3. I was one of the people that did not have any experience with the Crackdown games.
Right.
You and Prime talked about how you guys were like really big into it back in the day and you guys loved it, and that was cool. all I knew about Crackdown 3 was the fact that it got delayed like 600 times. It showed poorly at some of the shows that it was shown at. Some of the videos they put out of like celebrity, was it Andy or Alan Tudyk was playing it with is it Alan Tudyk?
Yeah, I think, right?
Yeah, it was Alan.
Wash. Yeah,
Alan
Wash, yeah.
Tudyk,
K2SO.
and he was with Major Nelson, and he's playing it, and it was just a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this game is gonna be fucking garbage. I can't even get excited for this game. I want to because it looks cool.
Did that mode ever come out for it?
Fuck, dude, I don't even know.
Yeah,
I never played the multiplayer. I never played it. Never played
Good.
it. But dude, once I hopped into that game, a mindless shooter. But man, it was fucking fun. The story, asinine. Couldn't even tell you what the fuck was going on. But the villains were cool. I mean, they were huge bosses.
Yeah, man.
And it was sci-fi. It had a fucking rocking soundtrack. Man, that soundtrack is rocking. If you guys have like Spotify or Apple Music, you don't have to pay for it. Just download it and listen to it.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3 soundtrack will get you fucking hyped at work, dude.
The views and vistas and like I said, the verticality, like you get. Like, I remember, I'm always like that with Crackdowns, and it's one of the few that I'm like that. Like, you jump off something, you get that, like, your balls go up into your stomach kind of thing or something. Whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it.
That never happened to me.
Roller coaster.
But no, Crackdown 3 was a lot more fun than I thought I had any chance of being. I thought this thing was going to be a total shit show when it came out. But I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was one of the few games this year where I started it, and I was seriously going for the 1,000 gamer score at one point. I was hustling, trying to find all the orbs, the hidden orbs. I'm actually pretty close. I think I'm at like 80%.
Yeah, you just got to do the disc. Yeah.
There's a couple things I have to do, but I spent way more time. I saw it through to completion, and I was like, man, this was a lot of fun. But I mean, here we are almost like a year later. Can I tell you anything about the story? No. Can't tell you shit.
There was a Saturday that I actually had off right after that came out, and me and Prime streamed for, well, he streamed for about 5 or 4 hours or something, had to take a nap, but I streamed for like 8 hours. Didn't stop playing it. I just couldn't stop. Just orb hunting. Just
Prime. I couldn't tell you one fucking thing about the plot. All I know is from start to finish, I had fun playing it.
It's a good game.
It might be the most dumb fun game of this generation.
Yeah, that's fair.
It really is. It was every time I played it, it was exciting and fun until I saw the credits roll. Okay.
Random. That just came out of nowhere for you too.
Terry Crews is in it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's all you need to worry about. Terry Crews.
That's the only voice actor that matters. But no, I thought it was a cool game. But okay, move on. Give me another
one. Bloodstained. Ritual of the Night. That was a Kickstarter one a long time ago. Koji coming back to the old school Castlevania style formula. Beautiful game, beautiful soundtrack. I know it had some bumps along the way, but that game still I think holds a record for the amount of money raised over goal in a short period of time. It's insane. They wanted 500,000 originally and almost did 3 million. So I put about 25 hours into it. There's more stuff I could do, probably to find some of the recipes, but I played that pretty heavily throughout most of summer, on and off, and into the fall. Great game, awesome game. It's not an expensive game, and definitely for the 25 hours you put into it, it's worth every penny, honestly. So I definitely that was a big one for me last year.
Yeah, no, that's I'm glad. I knew that was gonna make your list because you were working that pretty hard for a while.
So
you were working it real hard for a while. One of the other games I like this year, I played extensively. Have not seen it through to completion though. Is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's my first time really spending like a ridiculous amount of time on a game, and that is one of the games where it lends itself to the Switch so well. Like it is perfect.
Taking it on the go.
Have that on the go. Have it set up. Dude, I'd have it on my desk at work in between moves. I'd make a move and I was like, okay, I'm going to work on some stuff, and I'd be thinking about what move is what's going to be my next move.
That's great. Those tactics games, man.
And then after I get a couple things done, I'm like, okay, for real quick here, I'll just do this one. All right, here's the one I did. And so it's just I love the combat. It's all strategic. It's so fun to strategize and work things out. But the thing I dig about it is just the relationships between the members of the house that you choose. There's like 3 different houses. I chose God, I'm trying to think which house I chose. I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's just the dynamic between the characters and everybody. It's so good. It's very involved. It's very engrossing, and so I've really enjoyed what I played of that. That's something I still fire up. Game I played the most on the Switch. Probably my favorite game on the Switch by far. Like I really enjoyed that.
I mean, that's fair. I don't play them, and I definitely want to check it out. But that's a good. could bring up that I want. That's a backlog game that I want to play there. Pikachu is Control, like really bad. I stare at it all the time.
That could be a backlog bliss.
I stare at that all the time. Wait for a Gracie sale on it, man.
I definitely want to. Oh, Rock Mercury.
Oh shit, making his entrance.
Prime, keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, he's trouble.
Showing booties off on the internet.
He's the champ. He's also a bad boy. One of the other games I really dig this year is Apex Legends. Now, I do not play Apex Legends as much as some of the other tots.
Not me either.
March being one of them. March is kind of a boss at Apex Legends. But Apex Legends is the reason I like that so much is because it was such a cool take on the Battle Royale. Because a lot of the other Battle Royale stuff, it was mostly focused on single player. I mean, you could squad up with people, but the dynamic between all the different characters that you can choose and working together as a unit, as a 3-player squad, that was fucking great. That was so refreshing. And it's fun to play. Obviously, it's created by Respawn, so you know this game's gonna run smooth. The shooting's great. Everything about that game is really, really fun. I don't play it as much as I should, but in terms of like battle royales, it is infinitely, in my opinion, it's the best one out there by far. It's not even close to any of the other ones out there. The other ones are fine. I'm sure if I spent a lot of time with them, I'd get better at them. But man, Apex, anytime that I can work with other people, like a team effort, that's where I'm at home. And that's why Apex is much better than everything else.
See, I like Apex a lot. Like, as per usual comes to FPSs, I'm probably terrible at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it's hard for me to play because I don't want to tank my team. That said, it's a great game. Like, don't get me wrong. I have nothing. It's one of my favorite games to watch streamed. Like, a lot of the tots play it if they're playing it, and I got other streamers and other friends that play it and stuff like that. I love watching Apex. Apex is a great game to watch played. Like, I guess maybe in that mindset why people might like to watch like Fortnite or something like that. But to me, it's Apex. Like, as far as BRs go, like if I'm gonna watch something, it's gonna be like Apex is the one I just naturally want to watch. Like, I gravitate. People playing it, you'll catch me watching it. Not
and the thing I like about watching Apex is watching and learning from other people. Like when March is playing, or when Ant House or Crow are playing.
Those guys are good at.
I mean, they're legitimately good at the game. Like, they're really dominant at the game.
Yeah.
So whenever I do get a chance when I'm at work, I'll tune in real quick and I'll watch and I try to watch what their tactics. I try to watch what the synergy, because they've been playing together for a while. So I mean, they had that synergy, they had that chemistry, and you kind of get a feel for like, okay, here's what I should be doing in my role. I should have been doing this. Right. You just learn a lot from watching people play, and I dig that.
Right. Hey, Missy.
Hey, Missy. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone having a great night? We're just talking about Apex.
Of course, you guys are having a great night. You're here with me and the dude.
Oh, well, no, just you.
Yeah. Sorry,
you know?
I'm going solo.
I'm just here. Yeah. Anyways, give me another game.
Well, clearly, Jedi Fallen Order.
What's that game?
Another Respawn game.
Is that the one where you got all pissed off and said you hated it?
Fuck that frog. Fuck that frog.
That one.
Yeah, fuck that frog. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. You've heard me talk about it a lot recently. Yes, awesome game. Great combat. Except it sucks because I hate it and I'm terrible at it sometimes. But yeah, awesome story, great piece of Star Wars. So yeah,
you got through it now, right? You've beaten it.
I beat it. Yeah, I beat it. I beat more games than you usually, but yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But you also start 44 more than me every week.
This is very true. Yes.
To be fair.
Yeah, that's actually on my list as well because I've really enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm still going to try to finish up. I've spent a pretty good amount of time playing it. I do want to see it through. It's again, I don't know what it is about Respawn, about the polish in their games, and they're just fun.
Yeah.
They know how to make a game fun to play. They tell a good story from what I played so far, and from what you've told me, it ends even better. So there's a lot I'm looking forward to playing with Jedi Fallen Order. That's another game I'm looking forward to trying to get through. And then lastly, I got to talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, man. This, Call of Duty comes out every single year, and every fucking year I buy it, and every year about a month in is when I'm done.
Right.
This one, nope. I'm
no.
going hard on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is the best one I've played since probably the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I mean, honestly, it's in terms of like nonstop. All I want to do is play this game. Dude, I played today. I played Gunfight today for about 3 hours. Gunfight. Just doing gunfight over and over and over. Gunfight. I don't care what anybody says. I understand Battle Royale's hot in Call of Duty games, and everyone wants it in this one. I've seen that. There's 1v1 now. There's a 1v1.
Oh, March, if you're out there.
Dude, I already
1v1 this dude, bro.
I already smoked March in 1v1. I already own March. March can't play me anymore. She's not allowed to play me.
See, there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah,
Oh,
there she
yeah.
is,
Nuts
yeah.
like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What?
They made 1v1 gunfight, March. 1v1. 1v1.
1v1.
That's a real thing now. So that's hot. That's an actual mode in there. So I'm looking forward to getting in there and playing that a little bit more. But, dude, it feels good to play. It's a fun game to play. I understand there's camping. I've already accepted that because it's Call of Duty. Camping has always been in Call of Duty.
Right.
So it is what it is. But
It's a tactic.
I'm a huge fan of Modern Warfare, dude. Big fan. Even the campaign is awesome. Campaign's really good.
I need to play it.
It's really good.
And you know, like, just to spin, like, here's how I know it's a good Call of Duty again, because not only am I still enjoying it and playing it, and I don't play as much as everybody else, but you know, me and being good at FPSs and stuff, but I find myself defending this one. There'll be people that be like, fucking Call of Duty and shit. I'm like, ho ho ho, hang on now.
Easy there.
This Call of Duty's a good Call of Duty, and you should try it, because it really is. Like, it's a good shooter. And again, I'm gonna go back to saying that I believe it's Infinity Ward. The last one I liked was Ghosts. Not a lot of people like Ghosts. I loved Ghosts. We played a lot of it. Drast and me and some buddies, we played a fuck ton of Ghosts. You know, but it's a good game. What's that look for? Because you don't like Ghosts?
Are you done sucking off Ghosts?
Okay, I'm done sucking off
God,
Ghosts.
that
Yeah.
game
Can I
was
tell my
fucking-
last game?
No, I'm gonna trash Ghosts a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
Ghosts was fucking garbo. But anyways, go ahead. Go with your next game.
So the last,
What's up, Minnie?
the last to wrap it up for me is going to be, of course, Death Stranding.
Oh, Death
So
Stranding.
no, I haven't finished it yet.
You're not supposed to like that game though.
Whatever. I love it. It's awesome. So
Thank you,
I've
Cuddles.
been playing it this week again, and I'd be goddamn if, and I told you this too, like, I play it for like a small amount of time, and I stop playing it, and I'm like, why did I stop playing it? Can I just cancel everything else in life? Like, I just want to keep playing the fucking game.
Right.
I did some missions yesterday, and it's like, it's so fucking tedious, and like this, that, and the other, and I can't stop fucking playing it. Like, story's intriguing. I told you, like, I had like an epiphany today again about like certain things that you're seeing. Like, it really is Hideo's view in through his eyes of like how he pictures the world, and it's fucking crazy, and I can't stop it. So that definitely that game's got me hooked pretty bad. So it does look at Norman's wing, and yeah. So do you know about that Death Stranding? If you try
He'll punch you in the face.
So like the third or fourth time he flips you off, and the last time he punches you.
Punches you in the face, man.
So every time,
I guess there's quite a few things that'll happen as the game progresses. I haven't looked at them.
Yeah.
People were saying as you make your way further through the game, the more you interact with him in certain ways,
right,
his reactions will be different. There's one where like it turns into a fucking nightmare stage, I guess. Like something crazy happens.
Really?
Yes, in that room. Like some wild shit happens.
Well, I had a little tidbit of the story like break through yesterday twice,
Mhm.
and the one was just a real simple one. I'm not going to ruin the other one yet, but the when you're in your room, you can console your BB. So I walked up to the BB and I was kind of like consoling or something, and like all of a sudden it started getting mad and like punching the glass and like headbutting the glass. I'm like,
baby did?
yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was gonna come out and choke me, and then he just like, he just had like a weird vision or dream. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know if that's a premonition, but that was
Baby's a little aggressive.
pretty
Sounds
wild.
like my 2-year-old.
Pretty wild.
Snarling Dragon said the narrative is great. You know, that's where I'm at right now with Death Stranding. That's why I didn't quite have it on my favorite games list. I like the idea of it early on. Like from what I played, I dig the concept behind it. Grab these packages, help deliver it, and you're bringing people together. You're making connections with people, and I get that. But I also know that in this game, you're not going to get the payoff until later in the game. You know, it's in terms of like
And
the
that's
story.
part of the drive.
Yeah, and that is
It really
is
is.
it. You know, but at the same time, I don't want to just be as much as I love Hideo Kojima, as I love the man. The guy's catalog is great. He's a visionary. He's an excellent game director. I love what he does, but at the same time, I have to get to the payoff before I can be like fucking awesome.
Right.
I don't want to sit there and be like
Right.
one of those guys that plays it for like 5 hours. I haven't even gotten to the place where we were supposed to go. I was supposed to get off the island and go to some port. I haven't even done that yet.
Oh, you haven't done that yet? Okay,
Yeah, and so I
That's
just
fair.
kept running around trying to build up.
because you were trying to do the 5-star thing,
trying to get
right?
all
Yeah,
the
fuck that.
highest ratings.
They're not worth it.
They're not.
I don't know.
Oh. Spoiler.
Move your fucking. No, I'm just saying, move your fucking story along, bitch.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
done.
You know,
You're done.
and that's the thing. Like that'll be one of the games I'm going to try to get through before the next consoles come out as Death Stranding. I want to see it through to the end because it is intriguing early on.
Didn't he just win award somewhere for like fucking video game director or something.
Probably.
Some crazy director for some like other thing that wasn't the Video Game Awards or Golden Globes or anything. It was like really random.
Dude,
And
Hideo Kojima is basically
what?
the Daniel Day-Lewis of video game directors. Like, if he makes anything, it's going to get nominated, and he's probably going to win.
Yeah, there's people like me that just jerk him off.
I think Daniel Day-Lewis was the same way. I think every time the guy comes out of retirement, every 6 or 7 years, he makes a movie, Oscar. Like, oh Jesus, really? That's all he has to do, huh? Yeah, that's basically like Leo. Leo is basically Daniel Day-Lewis,
but doesn't get awards usually.
Not as many as he deserves.
No,
like Leo
true.
deserves way more.
Be honest,
he deserves way more. So, but yeah, those are some of our favorite games. You guys sound off in the chat. Let us know, what are some of your favorite games of 2019. I mean, if the ones that we've already talked about, we definitely want to know. Oh, last one I want to talk about is Destiny 2. It's one of my favorite games of 2019. Shadowkeep. The grind continues. Destiny 2 is still one of my favorite games in 2019 because they keep iterating upon it and adding stuff to it and keeping the grind going.
let me show you my shocked face.
Piss off. Big fan of Destiny 2. Love it. Keep going. Keep doing your thing, Bungie.
It's your thing. It's
Fuck
your
the
thing.
haters.
I'm not.
Fuck
I don't
the
hate.
haters.
I stopped hating a long time ago.
Minnie says Star Wars and Control. Control is the one I definitely have to get into. Man.
I gotta play it.
I have to play Control.
Mm-hmm.
I have to play Control. I really, really want to play Control. All right. So.
Now.
Oh, Cuddles says, I hated Sea of Thieves in 2018, but loved it in 2019.
Oh, he won't stop playing it.
Dude, that's the one thing I said about Sea of Thieves when it first came out because there was not much to do. And
Right.
I wasn't a fan of it, but I knew Sea of Thieves, again, not to go back to it, but it was like a Destiny or a Division. It was going to be a completely different game 6 months to a year after launch. Completely different game.
He can't stop playing it.
That's awesome. And that's great. That and that makes me feel good for Rare. Because, I mean, when I was playing Sea of Thieves, all I remember thinking was, there's not much to do. I wish there was more. I wish there was more to it. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, beautiful game.
Oh,
beautiful
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
game.
Yeah, it's really.
But the combat was a little shallow, and
It's still kind of.
yeah. And this, I don't think it's involved much, but I don't know. I haven't played it, and obviously there wasn't a whole lot to do. But my understanding is now there's a lot to do in this game, and that's fucking sweet. That's I knew that was gonna. I was hoping that was going to happen because that's typically what happens with these types of games. So much to do now. See, he says there's a ton to do.
Yeah, I know. I do dabble in it. I've had some really, really good times with Genosaurus Rex playing that one. That's been some of the most fun in the last year playing some games. This is when I co-stream with him and we do some. I mean, what we talked for pirate or as a pirate for 4 fucking hours playing Sea of Thieves. But that's one I always like when people say, "Hey, you want to play some Sea of Thieves?" If I'm got time to play it or gonna stream something, that's a hard one for me to say. Nah, no, because it's fun. I don't play it enough to. When I jump back in, I always remember the controls or like even like learning to read the maps and stuff like that is crazy to fucking like because it really takes some thinking sometimes because it's really a sandbox game. It's not a lot of direction,
Right? Yeah,
which is fine if you do it right. Yeah, so yeah, good stuff for sure. I definitely should put more time into that. And yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2, definitely.
Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Oh,
Sekiro.
yeah.
Yep.
Sekiro's that's another backlog for me. I'm gonna do this year.
There's a game I've got a substantial amount of time in, and I still haven't finished it yet. And that's kind of like where I'm a little different with Sekiro than I am with Jedi Fallen Order. Where Jedi Fallen Order, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll make this the easiest fucking game ever. I'll drop that shit all the way down so I can see it through to completion. I don't think you have that option in Sekiro.
No,
I don't think there's like a sissy mode for the Dude 79. I don't think they have that setting in there.
I really everybody wanted me to play because they want to see me rage. So I figure Sekiro will be a good one for people to see me flip out.
Borderlands 3 was hot, and then it wasn't. You know what? I played a good chunk of Borderlands 3, and I don't know if it was just because the guy I was supposed to play with, he wasn't able to hop on, but it wasn't great. After a while, like the grind wasn't there, like it wasn't appealing.
Yeah, weird.
But I mean, it's if Randy Pitchford didn't have anything to do with that game, you'd give it a fucking
Never heard
chance.
of him.
You've heard of Randy Pitchford.
So I don't want to get on this too
long.
Get on
this,
but I want
to.
No, I'm not.
Nope. Seriously.
No. I should have, for all intents and purposes, like it because it's a looter shooter.
Yep.
It's first person. I don't have any qualms with the gameplay. I understand when people like it. I don't hate it, but it's just not my thing. I just don't play it. Yeah. And I do hate Randy Pitchford.
I know you hate Randy
Hope he
Pitchford.
chokes on chicken bone.
Goodness gracious, it's so dark. All right, so now that we've talked about 2019, talked about the past, let's talk a little bit
to infinity and beyond.
Let's talk about our most anticipated games of 2020. Now, there is a shit ton of games coming out this year. A ton. There's a lot. We saw a list earlier. We went and looked at it. 50 games that are all look really, really good.
Yeah.
But the reality is, dude, some of these games are big games, and they're gonna be games that are gonna take a lot of your fucking time.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And I think the games, I don't think there's a lot of like huge AAA title games necessarily. There's a lot of like A games, a lot of filler games, a lot of good. I mean, you're in a generation.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
There's some big ones.
Yep. I think a lot of those, like you said, we're not getting a lot of those AAA games because they're probably working on them to make sure that they're cross-gen or they're going to be next-gen only, so they're kind of probably keeping things under wraps for a while.
Oh yeah.
But we've seen some big titles coming up. We know there are some big titles coming up. The first one that I'm most anticipating is The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us was a seminal game last generation. It's a game that really hit me to the core. Like, I just thought it was a fantastic experience. That came out shortly after my son was born, and the opening of that game actually hits you pretty hard. It's a very emotional game. I love the dynamic between Ellie and Joel. I understand, I like how Joel is such a complex character. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. Ellie is becoming a complex character, as we've seen, the way she's transitioning from this one to the new one.
Exciting.
So she's going to be a complex character. Naughty Dog has proven in the past that they know how to tell a tale, they know how to write characters, and they know how to direct through some very intense and high-octane action sequences. So I'm stoked for The Last of Us 2. I am extremely excited for The Last of Us 2 because the game looks fantastic. It looks great.
Yep.
I can't wait to see where Ellie and Joel go next. I can't wait to see what happens with them. It's for me. It's. I know there's a lot of great titles this year, but this one, because the first one resonated so well with me and it hit me so hard, that's why I'm really looking forward to this. I actually thought The Last of Us was a game that didn't need a sequel. When it came to an end, it left enough open where you're like, man, I can see where this is going.
That's fair.
At least not a sequel. At least not a sequel
That's
with
fair.
Ellie and Joel. I mean, there was a huge world they had created. There's a lot of ways they could have went with it, but I was like, you know what? I don't know if we need a sequel. But then when you started seeing the trailers, and you're like, okay, I can do this.
Well,
I want to be a part of this. Yeah.
Anybody can do it.
Oh yeah, it's Naughty Dog, dude.
I mean, if you do love or like or hate or whatever, the Uncharted series are very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one thing they've always done well that I think's great about Nathan Drake that they resonate into Last of Us is the personality they put in their characters.
Yep.
Nathan Drake he has these quirky one-liners when he's talking and when he's, and that's probably also part of the fact that what's his face does his voice. God, why did you just
Troy
slip
Baker?
my thing?
Oh no,
Come on, not Troy Baker. That's a
North.
three.
Nolan North.
Peter North. Peter North.
Peter North. Oh, hey guys, while you're in the chat, Google Peter North and find out where Tone's head's at.
Make sure the children aren't in the room.
Peter said Peter North.
Legitimately
Yes!
too. Fuck. Nolan North. Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so anyways, Last of Us 2 is gonna be cool. Go on.
Yeah, I'll go on. Actually, no, you go on. You,
All right, yeah.
You got the next game. I know you're
So
hyped
my
for
number,
this one.
number one game for the last 2 or 3 years that we got hints of, probably 2013, maybe 2012. I don't know how long it's been at this point. It doesn't matter. Number one game I'm excited about this entire generation. Finally, we're gonna get it in April. Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red. Nothing else matters. I'm planning it on vacation time the week after that comes out to take off many days off to play this and stream this.
Like where your head's at.
That is my plan. I mean, action figures got announced by McFarlane Toys, so now I'm like,
God.
And then the collector's edition strategy guide. I don't buy strategy guides too often. I do for like
big games.
For certain games and RPGs and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
There's a $40 there is a Keanu fig. Yes, that character. I can't think of his name. It slips me right off the.
Is there gonna be a Keanu fig?
Oh yeah, his character in it. His character in it's got a fig.
Okay.
McFarlane's doing them. There's a collector's edition $40 strat, just like my Witcher 3 one that I've got at home. Just sits there to chill. I'll buy that too.
Once in a great while when I'm playing one of those games, I'll open up the book, take a peek, see what's going on.
Yeah,
see, I'm looking for this item. Where can I find this?
Yeah.
Shit?
I've got right now. I've got 2 collector's editions pre-ordered and one coming to me through freebie.
Wow.
So I'll have one for each system and a statue. So
kind of a loser. No, that's on my list as well. I'm really excited to play that one. Only because I never finished The Witcher 3. I don't even think I got very far.
Johnny Silverhand, there he is. Yep, Johnny Silverhand. Thank you.
I never got terribly far into Witcher 3. That is one of the games I would like to tackle on the backlog blitz, but I know I'm going to need at least 2 months.
You're going to need some time.
I'm going to need some 2 months for that shit. But the reason I'm looking for this is, man, because I love the futuristic setting.
Oh, that
the whole cyberpunk thing. This is my jam. It's a first person shooter. It's got shooter element. I'm on board.
Right.
When I see this thing, it reminds me of an underrated franchise, is Deus Ex. A little bit of Deus Ex. Okay, Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I know.
Okay.
Deus Ex is seriously one of the most underrated franchises out there, and it kills me when was a Square came out like a couple years ago. I think after the last one came out, and they were like, it's going on hiatus for a while.
Yeah, for a while, sucks.
Which is seriously disappointing because Deus Ex was criminally underrated. Now, the second one, I loved it up until the ending. I didn't think the ending was terribly strong. I still think Mankind was Human Revolution.
Yep.
Human Revolution was much better. Well, not much better. It was better, but Mankind was really good. Like, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Deus Ex
like
games, and so when I see Cyberpunk 2077, I see quite a bit of Deus Ex in there. But then you're going to get the richer type of storytelling that you get from Cyberpunk, or I'm sorry, CD Projekt Red. So I too am looking forward to that. I am contemplating taking a couple days off after that as well. I think it comes out on a Friday.
Yes, Thursday, Friday.
So I'm thinking about taking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Absolutely. I'm with you. There you go.
Fucking loser.
Okay, YOLO.
Give me another game.
Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Is this a month after?
This is a month before. So March, Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out.
2 weeks off after that too.
Fuck, man. And it's funny too, because there's really only like some of the ones I was really like struggling to find, like, hey, what's my top ones this year? But yeah, I'm gonna have a problem because there's no way that's going to be done before Cyberpunk. And I'm telling you what, like, don't get me wrong. Once Cyberpunk comes out, Final Fantasy VII Remake will be shelved.
Oh, okay.
Because Cyberpunk will take over all. Cyberpunk is all for me, so my chips are all in on that. So, but yeah, I got to play that, and there's been a demo leak apparently coming. There's a leak of an hour gameplay.
Really?
There was a thing a couple days ago saying that there's a Final Fantasy VII remake demo coming. It's only about an hour's long.
Oh, you mean to people's systems where they can download it?
Yeah, PS4.
Ooh.
So we'll see if that's legitimate. I'm pretty sure it's legitimate, so you'll probably be able to see that in the next few weeks to month or so. But yeah, that's right before it. So I got like 3 weeks to play. It comes out in like fucking set. I think actually about a month away. It's like 4 weeks.
See, that's going to be a
weeks.
casualty this gen is going to be Final Fantasy VII because there's just no way. I barely have enough time for playing Horizon Zero Dawn for a month. I'm hoping by the end of the month I can get through Horizon Zero Dawn and Frozen Wilds.
Good luck.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, you're fucked.
So when I look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's a month before Cyberpunk,
Mhm.
there's other games I can play through. Plus, Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's just the first of many parts, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point, maybe down the line,
Right.
I can be like, okay, look, I got all of them here, and I'm, not going to do anything for the next 20 years. I would just play it all right now. So, King Cuddles, let's do it. Let's all quit our jobs. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sign me up. Let me know where.
What's up?
Yeah, no, Cyberpunk 2077 looks amazing. Another game I'm looking forward to is Ghosts of Tsushima.
That's also on my list too.
Let's talk about this game for a little bit. Now, first of all, I think Sucker Punch might be the second best studio that Sony has. Now, look, I know Santa Monica is legit. Naughty Dog, in my opinion, is the creme de la creme.
Probably, yeah.
Sony Santa Monica is right there.
I'd say, yep.
I would say also Guerrilla Games now with Horizon Zero Dawn. They're a part of the conversation. But man, Sucker Punch, the Infamous games were fucking rad. Dude.
And for being a launch title, Infamous Second Son was a great fucking game.
Oh, it was awesome.
And you can still go back and play that.
Awesome.
It is withheld the sands of time in the 6 years that it's been out. It's still a good game.
Oh, once it got the pro enhancements with the HDR. That fucking game looks amazing.
No shit.
Oh, because it's all that neon. All the neon.
Oh, fuck. I never thought about it.
Dude, that game looks incredible on a 4K display with HDR.
Man, dude. And this is a shame, and I don't want to get too far on this, but to say about that and why Sucker Punch is intuitive and why I'm hoping Ghost of Tsushima adds this element is that the PS4 controller can be utilized, and they use it in there. When you spray paint something, and you turn your controller to the side and use like a spray can, with the touchpad and everything, like hardly any developing studios this generation did enough with that fucking controller. Like whether people want to think it's a waste or just a big button in the middle, that was up to the developer, man. If you want to do some shit, you could do some shit. Killzone, love it or hate it, did some cool stuff with it too.
Yep. Now I tell you what, if you want to watch play a game that utilizes every fucking aspect of that controller, play Tearaway. You ever hear of Tearaway?
That's one I've wanted. I think I gave that free for
Tearaway first came out on Vita.
Vita, yeah,
it was
Vita
a Vita
first,
title,
yeah,
and it is easily
fingers and
one of
stuff.
the best Vita games ever.
Yeah.
And the way they utilized everything, Prime, shut the fuck up. Anyways,
Wait, I thought that was true. Killzone's usually a garbage series.
Killzone, yeah, it's because he sucks ass at it. Anyways,
Oh.
yeah, he's awesome at Halo, but he sucks at Killzone. Shocking. But no, like Tearaway was absolutely fucking incredible on the Vita. Like it used every single aspect of the Vita.
Buttons, touch,
the camera, everything was utilized on it. It was absolutely incredible, dude.
Sucking ass.
Killzone. Okay, how do you mute? Timeout. Where's Prime's timeout? I think I can put him in timeout.
Throw the banhammer out there.
He is. I'm gonna put him in timeout. I'm just joking, Prime. You're entitled to have a poor opinion,
kink
buddy.
Shaming.
No,
this is definitely not a kink shaming. Clad. This is the Poet. It's an oatmeal stout, very creamy.
Oh, it is very creamy. Yeah, but I digress. Sucker Punch is incredible at storytelling as well. They're great at making games that are fun to play. And now we're visiting like this. This is completely different than anything Sucker Punch has done. And from what we've seen so far, this game looks fucking wild, dude. Like this looks like it's a gritty, a much more violent game than what we've seen.
Man,
the combat will no doubt be intense. It's going to be exciting and fast and fluid. Ghost of Tsushima looks absolutely fucking stunning.
I mean, and it's a feel of Japan. Like everybody, I think, at some point in their life, fanboys out about feel Japanese anything, like
Japanese
samurais,
culture,
ninja, whatever it be. And I mean, they got the cherry blossoms and the petals, and it's amazing. Can't wait. Did you get that free background yet on the theme?
I did not get it.
And that theme on the PS4
is pretty good,
dude. I have that nonstop right now.
I'm gonna have to see if I can get on there and grab that thing. I'm gonna have to see if I can
the
get
surround
on
sound. You hear like the leaves rustling and stuff, and the wind blowing. It's fucking
see.
cool.
I love when they do that with dynamic themes because then you can just leave your TV on and do whatever you're doing around the house. You get that ambient sound.
I get clowned on by the wife for how many of the
really?
HD 4K themes I buy. Because I buy them, I always wait for them to go on sale. I'll save like 75 cents, and I'll be like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get this bundle of them."
That's harsh, really.
I love them, man.
I'll leave that shit on all day. Another game I'm looking forward to is Iron Man VR. I'm really interested to see what they do with Iron Man in VR.
You know, that's one I didn't really think about too much, and that's coming to the PSVR.
Yes, it's coming to PlayStation
yeah,
VR.
That's
I
cool.
believe that comes out in February. I think it's next month, February 24th.
Really?
I believe it is.
Dust off my.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played VR.
Yeah,
and you know what? I hope at some point, and I'm sure we will, next gen, when we get a second iteration of PlayStation VR, I'm really hoping that we'll get a wireless headset. Something that doesn't have all the wires. That's the only
Isn't that
issue.
been a rumor?
It has been a rumor. It has been a rumor. It's something that they have they've patented. So it's we're going to see something to that effect at some point. But that is the only thing that keeps me from doing VR more is the setup.
Mm-hmm.
I love the experience.
Especially when you're streaming, there's a lot of fucking things you got to deal with.
Whenever I hear somebody say VR is overrated and they've never played it, I almost want to laugh in their face.
Yeah.
Because despite the setup, which isn't all that, honestly, it's not all that bad.
It's not that bad.
But and considering, I get home from work, got the kids,
Right.
I just want to come downstairs, turn on my shit, and play the game.
Right.
It's fine. And see, in Pikachu, VR makes you feel funny. That, I can respect that opinion.
Yeah.
If somebody puts the headset on and they play it and it makes them want to fucking puke, dude, I get it.
The more you play, though.
The more you play, the better it'll be.
Yeah.
But whenever somebody sits there and says, see, seven gets it. I've never played VR, but would never say it's overrated. Dude, there are so many people that I would see on forums or even at like GameStop. When I went to a GameStop down in Grand Rapids, there was they were doing a trial of a PSVR at one of the stores. I was down there visiting my brother-in-law. So we went over to the store, and there was a couple guys in line. They weren't even playing it. They're going, man, this looks so fucking stupid. Like, wait, what? Did you put that? Did you try it? No. Okay, cool. Thanks for your shitty opinion. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dude, when I put the headset on, I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the experience. It's just setting everything up and moving everything around.
Whatever.
Give me the wireless headset.
Yeah.
I'll be good to go. Because there's games on there that are fucking awesome. Firewall 0 Hour.
Raw data.
Farpoint. What?
Raw data.
Raw data.
You're not familiar with raw data?
Not
That's
familiar
the first game I played on when I first tried
Raw
a VR.
Data?
Yeah, it's
On PSVR?
Yeah, it came out like a year and a half ago or so. I played it first on Vive. It's basically like iRobots and kind of like Red Steel mix. Like you can use guns and katanas. You got robots and like drones and shit. It's
I
fucking
did not know that.
wild.
That's awesome.
Dino Frontier, yeah, Captain.
Dino Frontier? is a perfect place for first-time VR players. I've heard. Now, Crow, are you being serious? Because I've seen The Exorcist on sale quite a bit, and I almost grab it every time. Because I love. I mean, obviously VR for me, shooters are cool.
Yeah, I
Horror
watched
is
him
where I
play
wanna
that.
play.
I watched him play that. Actually,
Oh, did he play that?
Yeah, I've seen him play that. He used to do VR like every Friday.
Yeah. I remember he was. That was the first game that I streamed in VR. Holy shit. Okay, all right. Because I remember, I think I tuned into Crow doing VR when he was playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I think he was doing Five Nights at Freddy's was one of the things that he was playing the first time I saw him doing VR. But I have Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't played any of these games, and it drives me nuts because, dude, when I sit there and pop, like, for example, Firewall Zero Hour, that's an incredible game. That's a fun-ass fucking game, especially with that peripheral where you have the gun, the actual, what's it called, the PSVR aim?
Yeah, aim controller.
Aim controller. When you're seriously moving through the level and you're checking corners like this,
now you know how big that grew last summer, right?
oh, it's huge.
It's got like
I mean,
a
look,
weird.
you get this thing and like you're in the game.
You even bought the attachment.
Dude, I bought the attachment online. That's fucking sweet.
That's so
It's
smart.
shoulder
God damn
stuff.
it.
But, I mean, you sit there and you go through rooms and you literally can peek around corners and like obviously you have headsets to talk to people, but if people don't have headsets, all you have to do is go like this way, like, and you motion to people, and everything is replicated in game. So I mean, when you're in a game in a first-person shooter,
that's fucking wild.
When you're in a first-person shooter and you're walking around like this, it is so fucking immersive.
Yeah.
And that's what VR does. That's what VR offers. It offers so much immersion, and that's what I fucking love about it. And that's why I'm really excited about Iron Man VR because, dude, I want to be Tony Stark. I want to fly around in a fucking Iron Man suit and blow shit up.
Heads up display.
Yes, please.
Shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
cool.
know. I want to be able to call up Pepper and see what she's doing. Maybe she's in the shower.
Oh, come on.
God, it's so fucking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm dirty. I'm a dirty little boy.
Jesus.
But yeah, Iron Man VR. I'm looking forward to something to get me to fire up my PlayStation VR again and jump back into VR because VR is highly and criminally underrated.
Yeah,
big fan.
It really is.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, definitely since Last of Us 2 is on the list with you, I know this one too is on your list as well.
Yeah.
Actually, even though I don't have the other one listed too, that's kind of on my radar too because I actually watched a lot of demoing of that. But Halo Infinite. Yep. Just exciting because it's another Halo.
Yep.
Probably gonna have a portion of it launch with the Series X.
Yep.
So, excited to see. More than anything, I'm excited to see where they go after 5 because while I think 5 people like 5, there's people like me that don't, and I'm not saying I'm like part of the majority or the minority. I don't know, but I just know that it didn't feel completely like Halo to me.
Did you not like 5's multiplayer, or did you not like 5 as
I
a
didn't.
whole?
I didn't like 5 multiplayer. The
Okay.
story I didn't have a problem with. I don't know why people have such an issue with not enough Master Chief there. I thought the story was still just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Intriguing. You got Nathan Fillion back as Buck, now as Spartan. You got what's his name who played
Keith David. Keith David, isn't he in that? Or I'm thinking of Mass Effect. Never mind. Keith David's a Mass Effect.
the guy that played well, I can't think of his name now. I want to say Michael Cole. No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that guy, and he was. They had that show on. I want to say it was the Xbox, the Halo TV show or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, Jesus. I like the story. I thought the story was just fine. I didn't mind the fact they were chasing. You thought he had gone rogue or whatever, but then you find out what's going on. The story was just fine. Luke Cage, thank you. Yeah.
Luke Cage. Oh yeah, they got. Yeah.
His name. What's his name? Prime. What's his real name? I don't remember. But anyways, yes. I like I just didn't like the multiplayer. I don't like the multiplayer at all.
Yeah.
At all.
And see, I didn't have the experience with Halo 1 through 4 and all that stuff when I played 5. I just hopped into 5 and I was like, yeah, this is fun.
Close.
I was like, this is entertaining. It's a good time, and I thought some of the set pieces were excellent. Like when you're running down the side of that Guardian, the one where you're out like on that huge machine. I think it was a Guardian, and you're running down the side of it. That mission was fucking. It was just wild, man. It was a cool story. I had a lot of fun with it. I just suck at Halo multiplayer in general. It doesn't matter if it's 5, 1, 2, or whatever. I just suck at Halo multiplayer. No problem with the game. I suck at Halo multiplayer.
It's a different multiplayer, and
really
they tried to modernize it too much in 5, and I just don't feel like it felt like Halo.
Yeah.
It took away all the armor stuff that made Reach really awesome, and I think even 4 fun.
Mm-hmm.
They took that out of there. It just didn't feel Halo anymore. Like that, I thought that was a good progression for the series.
Right. And the last game that I'm looking forward to, I just added it to the list at the end here, but when we were looking up titles and game stuff, is Predator Hunting Grounds.
Yeah.
The guys over that made Friday the 13th, they're getting another shot, and this is
Gun
with
Media?
Gun Media, and they're working on Predator, another IP that I happen to adore. I love Predator. I love everything about Predator, and I'm really excited to check this out. So. The fact that one person will get to play as Predator, obviously there's going to be a balancing act. You're going to have to balance out the Predator and the whoever playing the Marines on the ground. And that all comes with time. But I'm just excited at the concept of playing as the Predator as opposed to Jason Voorhees. I love Jason, but Predator is fucking sweet. Dude.
That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, completely different game. Different game.
So I mean, I saw a lot of demoing of that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get any hands on of it, but what I was watching and seeing, I was like.
Looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good, and I'm a fan of Friday the 13th. I loved that game. I didn't play Dead by Daylight like a lot of people do, and I know I should. But and it's got that. I always go back to like Evolve was one of the first ones that was kind of like came out that flopped. That kind of does that whole 1 versus 4 or 5, but it's got a lot of potential, honestly. And instead of being like run around as a third person, like oh god, I got to get this car battery going. It's a first person shooter.
Yeah, no, it's. Look at A7. He says, I suck at pretty much any multiplayer. Well, you and Tone got a lot in common, man. You guys could be buddies online.
Yeah, FPS is sometimes a little rough.
Not your strong. Unless you're playing bots. I've seen you fucking slay bots, man.
Astrobot?
No, just bot.
Oh.
See, another fucking sweet VR game. That's another reason people got to give VR a try, man. Astrobot is fucking sweet.
I know.
It's really, really good.
Sexy.
But those are some of the games that we're really looking forward to in 2020. If you have any, share it in the comments or share it on Twitter or wherever the hell you're listening to the show. Check it out and let us know what you're looking forward to in 2020.
Yes.
Moving on from games, we're going to talk a little bit about the Golden Globes.
Just a little taste.
Just a little bit of a taste of the Golden Globes.
That's a good one.
We've got some stuff to talk about the Golden Globes. Just more or less, there's just one thing we really, really wanted to talk about the Golden Globe. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of great. We saw some great wins. Obviously, one I was really hyped about was Joaquin Phoenix winning for Joker. That's fucking sweet. I was really excited about that because I thought it was just a fantastic turn. I thought it was a fantastic performance. He did really, really great as the Joker. You were really happy with Taron Egerton winning for Rocketman.
Rocketman is an amazing movie if you've not seen it yet. If you're not an Elton John fan now, you will be after the movie. It's a great movie. It's very fun. It's a little over the top fantasy, I think, to a degree. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. Whereas recently we saw, the Freddie Mercury movie, and I know that's definitely a little fabricated in some areas, and this is a more almost like an animated over the top kind of thing because that's kind of like Elton John, I think, too. But goddamn, that's a great fucking movie. And that guy I always call him Eggsy because of Kingsman.
Eggsy.
But I'm glad he won that role because like he's fantastic in this movie, like really good.
He's really good.
Yeah, God.
He has to be really good because he beat out some studs.
He beat out some fucking people.
He beat some heavyweight. He beat out Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
He beat out, and I didn't even know this. Eddie Murphy got nominated
for Dolomite. I
think,
Dolomite, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. And then he beat out Daniel Craig and Knives Out. I have to see Knives Out.
I got to see that movie too.
I really want to see Knives Out. Some of the other big announcements: Brad Pitt won for Best Supporting Actor in Once Upon a Time.
The one that
Hollywood.
took home a lot.
Right, that one took a lot.
Home.
Awkwafina won for The Farewell. I'm not familiar with that movie. Renee Zellweger, she's back. She wins another Oscar.
How was her face looking? The Botox last time it looked like every time she smiled, her face just moved.
The thing is, man, I didn't think she needed any of that.
No,
I always thought she was like,
stop.
Yeah,
you had me at hello.
Yeah, see, she always had me at hello. Joker was a great movie. Joaquin Phoenix nailed it as a Joker. His interpretation of the Joker was incredible, dude. His the choices he made in that movie were absolutely fantastic. Another thing, big shout out. I'm trying to find the person's name really quick. The composer who composed the score, Hildur Guðnadóttir, did the score for Joker. She won, and she deserved it because the soundtrack in that fucking movie is incredible.
It's like I told you. Remember when I finally got to see it a second time? You start realizing how the music plays into.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's not just it's almost like a cue.
Yep,
it's pretty brilliant.
The scene in the bathroom after he kills the guys on the subway, where he kind of
and that was improv, right?
Yeah, that was all improv.
That's
I remember I was watching the director's commentary, and he was supposed to go in there throw the gun into a vent and wash
No.
his hands and look in the mirror and
No.
realize, you know, I've done what have I done? But it's more. I thought the choice they made was infinitely better with him kind of like it was a liberating experience for Arthur. I know he had finally stood up and kind of just took the world by the horns and said, I'm done with this bullshit.
Pushed back.
He did. He really did. Some of the other awards I was really happy to see: Stellan Skarsgård in Chernobyl.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. Like, I saw Chernobyl got a few awards on there too, and that I saw he won for that. I'm like, no shit.
Yep, Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh,
and actually, I liked him a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jared Harris was great. Jared Harris was really, really good. I thought Stellan Skarsgård was a little bit more memorable performance.
Yeah, that series, my God.
But yeah, I mean, Jared Harris, he got beat up by Russell Crowe. I didn't know there was too much hype behind Russell Crowe's performance.
Fighting around the world, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, the loudest voices. He was on that. I think he played. What was the guy's name from Fox News? Who passed away? Who was in trouble with all
Hannity?
No, not Sean Hannity.
Hey, please. Sean Hannity.
I can't remember what the guy's name is, but his name escapes me. But he played that character. But
you got to watch Chernobyl, King. I'm telling you, it is one of the best. It is one of the best series last year's. Period. And it's, it's just a mini series, clearly, but it's probably one of HBO's best.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's fantastic.
Yes.
You'll love it.
Also, watch the Elvis 2-part documentary. It's also amazing.
And one other big shout out, there's so many people that won that I've always loved over the years. Brian Cox in Succession on HBO. He played O'Hagan in Super Troopers. Brian Cox, he is a fantastic actor. The guy has been doing. He's a great character actor.
Right.
He's brilliant in all of his work.
What else did he play in?
Brian Cox is actually the original Hannibal Lecter for Anthony Hopkins in a movie called Manhunter in the 80s, starring William Peterson as he plays. Did you ever see Red Dragon with Anthony Hopkins and Edward Norton?
Yeah.
That's a remake of Manhunter. And Brian Cox plays. Right? He plays. Yeah, he's in the Bourne movies. Yep. I can't remember his name in the Bourne movies. But he's a brilliant actor. Brian Cox is a fantastic actor, and to see him win for Succession, that was really fucking cool.
One other couple notes that I want to point out from the Golden Globes. 1917 won some pretty big stuff too.
Best Picture, Best Director.
Yeah. We definitely both want to see that really bad.
Absolutely.
One takeaway is that Martin Scorsese kind of got snubbed. Irishman didn't win.
Irishman got completely blown out,
which is really crazy to me.
Yep.
And then a comic book movie, Joker, beat him on some stuff. So I guess that's karma for you, motherfucker. But anyways,
no, he didn't.
I sure did.
Oh my!
But I do.
Lord.
But to be fair, I do like Martin Scorsese.
Oh, I love him, but you got what you deserve, little man.
I mean, come on.
Or come out talking shit about comic book movies because you just got owned.
And then he just got beat by Joaquin Phoenix. And
he got beat up.
To be fair,
shout out to Quentin Tarantino. He won for best screenplay. I don't know what it is about that guy,
dude,
for writing. Some of his best movies, man, it always has great writing.
He can walk into a room and just grab his junk and like dry hump something, and somehow he just creates a fucking script and people love it.
Wow, nobody ever does that for me. When I get laughed at.
You're in the wrong alleyway. There's no toothless hooker there.
There is no toothless hooker.
Prime's usually in bed.
Prime, where are the toothless hookers at? Damn it.
And lastly, as far as the other stuff, before we get to the last best, we're saving the best for last in this.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the award that Tom Hanks won.
Cecilia,
something
like
God,
that.
what's the name of that award? Will you guys check that out for me real quick? Kappa or
right
Prime?
Right here.
But
the Cecilia DeMille Award. Cecil B. DeMille.
It was it was a very pretty seriously emotional speech. He gave shouts to, like, people like Denzel and stuff like that, and like these other actors that he took inspiration from. Like, it was yes, exactly. My mama said my running shows, but it was a pretty emotional speech, and that was pretty awesome. And you know how I felt about Good Day in the Neighborhood, so it was really cool seeing a guy like that to get up there and have that kind of recognition. Because again, somebody who came from comedy, and I've said before, like, these guys that come from comedy and then all of a sudden show their range is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honorary Golden Globe Award bestowed by Hollywood Foreign Press Association for outstanding contribution to the world of entertainment. Tom
Hanks has done a lot for the world of entertainment, that's for sure.
Man, oh man, thank you.
Kudos to Tom Hanks. But yeah, 1917, Best Picture. Want to see that for sure. There was one other award that I thought escaped me. Chernobyl won best miniseries. Okay,
That's what it was. That was the one. It was the best miniseries that I was.
Yeah, best
trying to think
miniseries is
of,
Chernobyl. Yeah,
which,
absolutely
yeah,
deserved.
God, yeah,
Absolutely deserved.
It was amazing.
But let's give a big shout out.
Let's give a big old shout
to
out
the real MVP.
to the real MVP of the Golden Globes, ladies and gentlemen,
Guy
the
right
one and only Ricky Gervais.
This guy, his monologue was absolutely
Dude,
incredible.
he just could have mic dropped. He could just that was it.
He was absolutely on fire with it. He was scathing hot. He was dropping people left and right. And the best part is when he told people, was like, look, don't come up here and make a political statement. Just get your award and get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. He was like, he goes, none of you people you have no idea what the real world's about. And I thought that was so strong. I thought it was such a true statement, because there's sometimes when I see some of these actors in Hollywood, and I understand a lot of them are liberals, and I get that. But some of them, like, I just want, do you really understand? Are you just saying that to try to connect to people, or do you really understand things?
Right.
You know, and
your publicist tell you to say that, or are you making where's that statement coming from?
Are you just saying good things to make sure the seats are full when the movie comes out?
Right.
You know, because there are a lot of those people live a different lifestyle than most liberals would live. But you know, at the same time, you know, he was so strong. Ricky was so strong. I was so proud. It was hilarious, and it's his last time doing it. It was so funny because he kept saying, he goes, "This is my last time. Nobody cares."
He's like, I don't give a shit.
He's like,
I felt was the funny thing about him, like, he actually, if he was doing a show to show that he didn't give a fuck being there,
he scored high there.
Then yeah, he completely did it. Like, and he was like, dude, we make, some of us, like a bang average, and a couple of us, we love the hot memes that are going around when they come out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Epstein one has been pretty classic this year as well too. And when he made that comment about Epstein, and then he was like, "Oh, I know he's your fucking best friend," or something like that. Oh, shut up. Or
but then it was the comment he made after that. It was he kind of said it quiet. I don't think most people heard it. This is something about an airplane. He was like, "Oh, you're probably riding on his plane or something."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
But everyone was like laughing from the previous.
And a lot of people were like,
and nobody heard that, and I was like, "Oh my god, that might have been the best fucking joke out of the whole thing."
Especially cancel culture is that in Hollywood, like today's society. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's true. Nope. You're right on that. You're right on that. And he did a Harvey Weinstein one too.
Oh Jesus!
And that got a lot of groans too, because he had a lot of pull for a lot of these people and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, he wasn't holding back from that shit. And it was fucking brilliant. Like, yeah, the beginning, he just walked out. He's got like a fucking, I don't know what he's drinking.
He had something.
He had a tall glass of something, and he was.
It was pretty impressive. If you get a chance, go on to YouTube and you can search out the monologue. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I think there's actually some compiled videos of his all the things he did during the Golden Globes. It's pretty great. It's funny. It's awesome. And while it's a lot of comedy and jest, it definitely, I think, isn't far from the mark for sure.
Buried Alive, I think there's probably about 6 or 7 memes now based on Tom Hanks's reactions to everything Ricky G was saying.
Yeah.
There were so many like shots of Tom Hanks's face where people were like, there's like literally 6 memes that people are running with now of Tom Hanks alone from the Ricky G monologue.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Rock, for sure.
Rock is right. I'm glad Chappelle and him actually speak their minds. You know, you got to be truthful, man, and that's what I want from comedians.
Be real.
I don't care if it's brutal, if it's honest. I can take it.
Yep, I can
take it. I know a lot of people are a little soft on things. I don't think that's you or I don't think that's most people in the chat. I think people like to get hit in the face. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, roll.
You know
punches,
what I'm saying?
Man.
I want to know what's going on, and I appreciate Ricky G for delivering the hits. So. One last thing we're going to quickly touch on here is CES 2020.
Couple highlights.
We had some interesting things. First off, Sony said, hey, come on over here. We got some cool PlayStation shit to show you. Here's what we got. Jim Ryan on stage with the fucking logo.
There it is.
What we got? PS5. There's your logo.
It's pretty simple, but like I know some people have been kind of clown on it, but like, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
they've kept the PS symbol since PS1.
I
don't have as much colors.
To be honest with you, man, I don't fucking care that it looks like the PS4, but with the 5 instead. I don't care.
Did you see that fucking funny GIF of them taking the 4 and flipping and changing it?
That
was fucking
that shit
funny.
Was hilarious.
Or no, they took the P. They took the P and then flipped it.
It was really
it's
funny.
Almost like you can tell. Like,
yeah, it was really funny. It was really funny. But yeah, there's so many people like, oh my god, it's the same logo. Yeah, well, they don't have to change anything.
Right.
They don't have to change anything. It looks fine. It's PS5. That's what it is. Okay? It's whatever. And so that looked really that was cool. But then we got these highlights here. These were some of the interesting things. A lot of the stuff we already knew, but this the 3D audio sound. That's something that Sony's been pushing lately on a couple of their games, first party titles. 3D audio sound is interesting because you don't need a surround sound headset,
right,
or a surround sound system to utilize it.
Some of the points that I was reading about the 3D audio just in generally is that Sony really, while they're kind of pushing it now, overall Sony hasn't done a lot talk about audio over the last few years, and recently they're really trying to bring it back. So,
yeah, that's a strong. I don't understand what haptics and adaptive triggers are. I meant to do some research on that before the show to kind of give you an idea of what that meant. But I don't even know what haptics and adaptive triggers is.
Is that saying that they're gonna have like rumble feature like the Xbox One triggers? Because that is a cool feature. Vibes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
By the way, you left yours at my house, Prime.
Don't give it back. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him. Just tell me lost it.
Sorry, it's a finger.
Ultra high speed SSD. That's something we already knew about. Hardware based ray tracing. We already knew about that. And Ultra HD Blu-ray. That's always nice. That's really nice to have because I don't think this one has a Blu-ray player on it. Does it? PS4? It's only.
Not Ultra 4K stuff. No.
No, that's what it is. Not Ultra.
Yeah,
I thought it didn't even have a Blu-ray. It has a Blu-ray.
It's got a Blu-ray. It's a Blu-ray drive, but it can't play like 4K.
4K movies. Okay. Yeah. I got you. The description says you'll be able to feel the difference between like driving on roads and dirt and trigger feel. Really?
So similar in the Xbox.
Okay. All right. Hey, if it makes things more immersive, I'm down for that, man. I want my games to be immersive.
Yeah, that is a cool feature of the Xbox One controller. It's one of the things I do like is the triggers having that rumble.
I dig that as well. Now, if you don't want to buy a PS5 to hear 3D audio.
And if you live in your car, even.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, live in your
car,
you want to live in the new Sony
car.
Live
in your car.
This is probably the most bizarre thing, but cool, kind of a cool idea.
It's probably the most surprising and revealing thing that everybody's been saying at CES was this.
Yeah, Sony came out with a concept of a car.
Yeah,
with all sorts of bells and whistles.
An electric car.
Yeah,
with all kinds of goodies in it. You can live in this car finally, so you don't have to live in a van down by the river.
This thing has 3D audio sound.
Tell me more.
A fully interactive dashboard. I mean, really? Look at this.
Yeah.
And now I do like this right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. You probably can't see the mouse, but just to the left of the steering wheel, that is your rear view mirrors, your side mirrors.
That
right
keeps
there.
Your eyes better on the road.
Yep. You don't have to look all the way to the left. You can just look right here by the wheel.
You drive it with a dual shock.
Yeah.
only if you got it plugged in.
But I mean, now obviously Sony has said that there's no plans to actually produce this car. It's a concept, and they want to show that they're able to as a cross-platform. I'm sure that's in the works. I'm sure they'll probably have a beta phase for that. But no, I mean it's a cool concept. 3D audio sound. I wouldn't mind having 3D audio sound in my car. Listening to some music, listen to Ant House Beats with some 3D audio.
Would be something that would sound good.
That'd be kind of hot. That'd be kind of hot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cool concept. But I mean, this car is not in production. There's no plans to produce it. But it gives you an idea of what Sony could do if they were doing like the software in a car or providing the entertainment value of a car.
Exactly. So that would mean to me, I would think that because they mentioned partners, they partnered with some people on this. So like. Theoretically, right? Because the car kind of looks like it reminds me of like a Porsche or something.
Yes,
it's got kind of that body style one, So like, because they did not talk about like battery at all in this thing.
No,
right?
they didn't mention like 2 minutes.
But I guess they're talking about. I'm almost saying like think of like one of those robot Google cars or something like that. Like there's that stuff that you could have in there or whatever. But they could theoretically, say, hey, here's our idea. What's we were putting together, and then Audi could say, wow, that's really cool.
Right.
Let me borrow that or buy that patent from you or get a piece of that pie. And then Sony's like, oh, we're just selling these and getting, a little bit of residuals out of it. So
I mean, I really like that those side mirrors right there. That's a cool concept. Like I think that's a really good idea. Because like you said, it keeps you more focused on the road. You can, as opposed to turning your head, now you can just kind of peek down to your left. Or you peek over to the right and you see the one on the right side, and those are your mirrors.
Yeah.
You got all your music. It looks like there might be a little, I don't know what this TV is on the passenger side or if that's just a menu.
Well, that's for watching porn if you end up pulling into an alley.
With a toothless hooker.
With a toothless hooker.
With your this is Prime's right.
Yeah.
And you're watching a video of Peter North. Anyways, I digress.
And jelly tugs, yeah.
Oh, my good Lord.
It's molasses.
But,
apricot.
that's I think that's gonna do it for this week's show. We just
Yes.
wanted to touch on a couple things at CES, but guys and girls in the chat, it's good to be back. It's 2020. We do have plans for Banter and Babble going forward. We've got some cool ideas we're tossing around. This month is gonna be a little bit different tone. 2020. This month's gonna be a little bit different. Tone's gonna be out of town for a couple for a week. We're still trying to figure out when the next show will be. There's possibility we might be live next week. We will let you know through all social media outlets. Make sure you're or join our Discord. Come over to the Tater Tot Boys Discord. We'll always have updates in there where you can check out when we'll be going live with Banter and Babble. But we got a lot of great ideas. We got a lot of cool stuff we want to do. But seriously, thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of tonight's show, talking with us, sharing your thoughts for your favorite games of 2019, what you're looking forward to 2020, and where you would like to watch your Peter North videos. Tone, what do you got to say to the fine folks?
Well, and as always, we appreciate you guys are doing what we want, getting involved in the chat. If you're talking amongst yourselves, and we try to keep up with you too when we can, we really appreciate that. I would say the biggest thing that I would ever ask of any of you is, as a favor, is just to share us, tell everybody, let people know. If you enjoy us, let somebody know, and then as a follow up to that, let us know what you want to hear or see.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know we want to get into a couple topics. Wrestling gets brought up pretty often, so we've got some plans for that as well too. We want to talk a little bit more here and there about wrestling and stuff like that. But let us know what kind of topics you want to hear about. We try to keep it a little bit consistent with like current stuff, but we're also not a news.
Yeah, we're not a news outlet.
No, this is just us sitting around drinking and talking shit and bullshit, and you guys bullshitting with us. So let us know what you guys think. Leave us any comments or emails, DMs, whatever.
Yeah, you can hit us up anywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Grindr, wherever Tone is at. You can find them.
Fuck.
And we'll definitely be down for open to all forms of feedback, whether it's negative. If you got criticisms, or things you don't like about the show, Tone, or the things you love about the show, Daddy. Let us know. We want to hear from you. This is the reason we do the show. We don't do the show just to talk to each other. We do the show for you guys. So we really, really appreciate the support. You guys are great. You guys always bring the laughs. You always bring the heat. You always bring the trolls.
Yep.
We love you for it. It makes the show better when we can interact with an interactive chat with a chat that's hop and that has a lot to say.
Absolutely.
So, again, not too sure when the next show will be. Possibly next week. Follow us on Twitter, @FanboyTone, @TheDude1979. Join our Discord. The link is somewhere in the chat. It's been going on. It's been popping up here and there. Make sure you're following us on Discord. Hop in there. Be a part of the conversation. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We'll talk to you whenever we go live next. Fanboy Tone. I'm the Dude 79. Have a great night.
See you guys.